I had a previous interview, and they asked me a similar question about what it means for our team. And I said, unfortunately, we're not playing for a playoff, but it gives us a sense of what word do I want to use? We're doing a lot of self-scouting at the end of the year, and we want the success from now to roll over into the next season. And today, a lot of young guys made plays, so I'm pretty sure the coaches are going to be analyzing that and, getting ready for the next season for sure.
Even though you guys aren't playing for a playoff spot, the numbers are hard to ignore that you're putting up. Do you think you should be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year?
Who, me?
Yeah,
Me, Defensive Player of the Year. That's a good question. But my biggest thing is just to do my job. And I know you guys say that. You guys have been pushing for me to make the top 100, the Defensive Player of the Year all season. And I've been giving you guys the same answer. I try to manage my expectations, do my job, and put the team first. And everything else will take care of itself.
What's the feeling like when you get going? Like, how do you feel? Is this something kind of like a basketball player sees that people like wave it? Like,
of course. Yeah, it's the same thing, honestly. And if you watch the film early in the game, I was winning clean early. So I knew I was fixing to have a big game. But after my first and second sack, my coach said, those sacks aren't good because you're not getting the ball. So he said, get me the ball. So I was just like, oh, okay. So late in the quarter, I punched the ball out when the guy was carrying it. And then late in the fourth quarter, I strip sacked. So
which coach told you that?
Billy Davis. Those sacks aren't good enough. Give me the ball.
What was the difference in this defense? We've seen it at times, like not make the key stop, let somebody drive down on you in the halves. What's the difference today, would you say?
Just this environment. And I had a previous interview, and they talked about our success here at CenturyLink. And, this is a division game, obviously, but it's also a rivalry game. Some people might not think so. But when we come out here, the fans are hectic. They're throwing things or whatever, and they're yelling. And it brings our play up to an even higher level. It's fun to play here. And like it showed out there today.
Chandler, I know the victories aren't there, but how different does the end of this season feel compared to last year, just in terms of growth and progress?
Yeah, I just feel like with this success that we're having late in the year, hopefully it will roll over into the start of next season. Like I said, we have to make a few moves, and we're going to move some puzzle pieces around, and we'll be good. We'll be good rolling into next season for sure.
Chandler, you talked about Kyler's toughness before, but to see him not get to finish that game, what goes through your mind when you see your quarterback?
Yeah, you know what? Whenever anyone goes down, it's always the next man up mentality. And, unfortunately, Kyler did go down. I'm not sure what happened. But Brett came in and stepped in. He made some huge plays for our team, not just for the offense, but for our team. So hats off to Brett for coming in with that next man up mentality and capitalizing, for sure.
You've seen Brett's speed in practice?
Brett's fast. Brett is the one that gives our starting defense a hard time week in and week out. So for him to have the opportunity to go out here and show it here in front of the fans, and I think he used to play here in Seattle, so it was good for him, for sure.
You're with 3.5 within straight hands record. Did you think about that this week?
I had no idea until previously. I think Larry, he was telling me, hey, you're a few sacks away. So I try not to think about the numbers. I just play like today, and hopefully everything else falls into place.
Larry always knows the numbers.
Larry's a huge stat guy. He knows all the stats.
What would that mean, though, to get them?
Oh, that would be remarkable. That would be great for our team, not just me, but for my team, my family. I don't think it's been done since Strahan, and that was a while ago. So a lot of guys have gotten close, and we'll see what happens.
You got guys like Buda and Patrick giving you compliments in the locker room. These are Pro Bowl guys, too, who are kind of raving about you. Does that mean something to you when they're like, wow, Chandler really did?
Of course. Whenever you can get the respect from your teammates, it feels, for me personally, it feels good. Like you guys always talk about getting respect around the league, but these are the guys that I sweat with, I bleed with. I see these guys every day. So for them to kind of look over to me and say, hey, you're a good player, that means a lot, more than anything.
This defense had its struggles for most of the year. Did you ever wonder if you guys could break out of it and have the games like you've had the last two?
Not really wonder. It's football. It's going to be down weeks. There's going to be up weeks. Unfortunately, we kind of went on a losing streak, and we went on a winning streak, and back on a winning streak. So it's always up and down. The biggest thing is just trying to stay level and keep all the guys level and make sure no one kind of, drags down a little bit.
Do you and Russell ever say anything to each other after your sacks?
One more time.
Do you and Russell ever say anything to each other?
Yeah. Russell's a good friend of mine. But I try to help him up when I can. But he's like, at the end of the game, he's like, hey, why weren't you nicer to me? And I'm just like, we got to win, But he's a good player. He's a hell of a player, and I respect him. But he talks sometimes, but not really.
Where do you guys become friends?
Pro Bowl. I met him at the Pro Bowl, and we've been friends since.
I'm not sure it was the best game, but I thought, as far as all three phases, kind of rising up together. Defense had incredible stops, and offense, made plays when we had to. Special teams had some big returns that were called back, and then kind of dominated field position. So I thought all three phases rose up together, probably the best we have all season, and found a way to get it done. We'll see. I'm not sure how bad it is. We didn't want to put him in harm's way in any way if he can't be him, and so we just decided to sit him.
You had to be impressed with the way Brett Hundley kind of took control, especially in the last drive.
Very impressed. That's not easy. It's cold, and he hadn't played meaningful snaps all year. And really, with the rookie quarterback, we've really been pushing all the snaps to him. And so in practice, didn't get much work at all outside of scout team. So to come in and handle himself in that environment, the game on the line, I was really proud of his effort. And it's a testament to his preparation and how he approaches the game.
Did Trevor hurt himself in that scramble?
He did. That's where it felt something tighten up. And so we'll see kind of how he feels moving forward.
The defense has been criticized quite a bit this year. What does it mean to see them have a performance like that?
Just the fight, the constant effort, to keep going through that a tough year at times. The last couple of weeks, guys have been playing at a very high level and creating turnovers and have great juice, and just exciting to see that those guys are that locked in, week 16, not going to make the playoffs and still playing with that type of effort and that type of enthusiasm. That's exciting to see.
How dominant is Chandler? He had number 4 sacks today, 19 minutes.
He's been phenomenal. I think if we had a better record, he'd be in that conversation for defensive player of the year, and should be. I mean, he's phenomenal, and anytime it's a one-on-one, there's a good chance he's going to get home, and it's a tough matchup for anybody.
He might be knocking that door down anyways with what he's doing, even though the record's not there.
He gets my vote, so I'm all for it.
Kliff, kind of been pretty tough all year, but when he comes to you and says, hey, this hurts, is that pretty serious when he says something like that to you?
No question. He wants to be out there, particularly on the road. This type of environment, top seed in the NFC. He wanted to play this one out, and he was playing at a high level, making a bunch of great plays, and that was hard for him to sit. But we got to be smart. He's got a lot of football ahead of him, and so we want to make sure he's at his best when he's out there.
Kenyon's 80-yard touchdown run. Can you take us through that a little bit? Is that a play you've used much this year?
Coach Kugler and Coach Sachs, Coach Hyden, they drew that one up, and it hit, and it worked pretty much the entire game. We've run versions of it, but that was kind of a new wrinkle, and they blitzed it, and it just was the perfect call at the perfect time. And then KD's got that real explosiveness you could see to take it to the house. It set the tone. They went right down and scored after we went 3 and out, and that answer, I could kind of feel our guys being, okay, let's do this.
What was the mindset after Kyler got hurt in terms of what you wanted to do offensively?
Just make sure we attacked. We didn't want to tuck it in. We had a lead, but we knew. You got Russ over there, and no lead is safe with him, and that team, the way they have played in close games, and so we wanted to continue to be aggressive, and I thought Brett was. He had a couple of drops that would have been big plays. Thought he checked it down when he didn't have it, and then he ran, and so he found a way to get it done.
You talked during those 6 weeks of struggles that this team still believed, but what's it mean to actually have something positive come out of it to have a result?
Yeah, to be able to point to something, I think, and then just talk about, hey, since we got back from the bye week, really had a bad outing, worst of the year, and then since then, guys made a decision to get back to the grind and work hard and finish this day out the right way. And it's a show of the hard work and the focus has paid off, knocking off the top seed in the NFC. You can definitely point to that and try to build off it moving forward.
You guys have both said how much you like Kenyon when you guys made the trade, but is he been better in some way than you thought?
I don't know if better. I think we predicted as the number 1 back what he could do. I think that's why we made the trade. We wouldn't trade at that point in the season if we didn't think he could play at a high level, if he was made the guy. And getting those number of touches, he stepped up and answered the bell.
Was that play designed today, or was it put in this week? Touchdown?
No, that was put in this week, part of the game plan. But those guys have done a great job with the run game plan every week.
You probably had pretty high expectations coaching Larry Fitzgerald when you got this job. Was he even exceeded what you might have expected?
Yeah, no question. Just from the first day I got there, the practice habits, and walk through, he's running through and shows up to everything, catches everything, even close to him. I knew he was good. I didn't know he was this good. And he's got plenty left in the tank.
Second guy was 17,000 yards, him and Joey Rice. He didn't exactly have
Right.
attendance. What does that say?
Yeah, it's incredible. I think that he's had 22 or 23 different guys, and I think that's, it doesn't have the rings to point to any of that, but when you're talking pure receiver, I mean, he's got to be up there with anybody. I mean, he's played at inside, outside, and produced at a high level, no matter what he's been asked to do with whatever quarterback's playing.
You expect Kyler to have the command he did today in this situation, in this atmosphere?
I did. I think, the first time we played him, we watched that film and talked about, what we were then as to what we are now, and we wanted to show progress and growth, and he's come a long way since, 3 months ago or that first month, and so I know he had a point to prove.
The duo of Jalen and Buddha, did the safety duo stand out to you?
They did. Buddha was a missile out there. I know, coming back to Washington, Jalen played up here as well at Washington State, but I know Buddha particularly, he was on one for the opportunity, and he was flying around and, made a ton of plays.
So I know you said you're going to wait and see on Kyler's hamstring, but what are the early prognosis? What are the chances he plays next week?
I couldn't even make a guess at this point. I'm not sure. We obviously won't put him out there unless he's 100%.
Did you guys give him victory Monday off again, Coach? It's just that way.
The week is a little funky with Christmas, so we'll get him in there and get him moving around tomorrow, and then kind of go from there.
Felt a little tightness, kind of, grabbed, and I wouldn't put myself in any situation. If I couldn't be myself, play my game, I didn't want to, put the team in jeopardy by putting myself out there like that. So.
You seem pretty frustrated by it. How frustrated?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I feel like anybody in that situation wants to play. Everybody out there on that field wants to play. So, just to kind of not be in that moment, it's obviously tough, but I'm just glad we got the win. Woke up this morning, just felt like we were gonna get the win. So it was a good week of preparation, and to cap it off with a win, in a hostile environment, it was a great job by the team.
Do you have any idea at this point whether you think you can play next Sunday?
I have no idea.
You look like you had more of a command in the offense of just everything. Do you feel that you growing that way?
Yeah, talking about, it's unfortunate, how bad we were at the beginning of the year, just because, looking back, watching some of those games, it's like, golly, you left so much out there as an offense, as a team, and I feel so much more confident, so much more, comfortable out there on the field now. And I think, like you said, I feel like it's pretty evident, I think it's easy to tell, as a whole, we're just, gelling better than we have all season. So it's part of the process, and, I think everybody knows that.
Players have talked a lot about the progress and growth of the season. Sometimes the record hasn't reflected that.
Yeah.
Is this game real evidence of how you guys have improved throughout the season?
We haven't done anything, so I don't want to, put that out in the air. But obviously getting better each and every week. I'm proud of the guys, not giving up, because obviously our record doesn't show it. So it'd be easy for us to kind of lay down against a good team like the Seahawks. But we came up here in a hostile environment and we got the job done. So.
How hard do you think it was for Brett to do what he did? I don't think he threw a pass all of last year. He's thrown one here.
Oh, really? Seriously? Oh, I didn't know that. No, that's tough. But at the same time, I was, 100% confident in Brett. I've seen him throughout practice. I've seen the way he works. I'm just glad he's here, because I feel like that's tough for any backup to do, and for him to be able to step up and do that for us is huge. And like I said, it's not just one person effort. The defense played lights out. We ran the ball. It was a great job by everybody.
You think Caden set himself up for a nice payday with the last 2 weeks?
Yeah,
that's above me.
He's got back-to-back career highs. What's it like watching him because of that?
It's he's just hungry. I feel like you can tell. He gets the ball. He wants the ball. If he's not getting the ball, he's telling everybody he wants the ball. So, I think that's something you like to see out of a running back. Kind of demand the ball. Be angry, run hard, and he does that. So, like I said, he's versatile. So, I feel like there's really not anything that he cannot do on the field. So.
Kliff said the 80-yard touchdown run was a relatively new play, that he felt like if you got a certain look, it would go. Did you have a feeling like pre-snap you were going to get the look you wanted? That it was going to work?
No, Kendricks came off the edge. For me, it was I was reading him, but no, I wasn't like he's got a different view from the sideline. So I wasn't thinking that far ahead, and it just kind of popped. So it was one play, one touchdown. It makes my job easy.
Did you feel your hamstring right when you got pushed out of bounds?
It was before that. Yeah.
On the touchdown pass to Larry, you kind of cut left and were like go parallel line of scrimmage. How hard is that to kind of stay aware of where you are?
I mean, I think it's just a certain feel that you have to have. Kind of be aware of your surroundings. We kind of had a 2-on-1 on the defender. So I mean, I'm just glad he Larry's a freak. So I mean, he's got the wherewithal to understand that I was about to throw him the ball, and we were pretty close to each other. So that was the crazy thing that he actually could tip it to himself and catch it and then continue to run. So we just tried to make a play, and then that ended up happening.
Are you waiting for Wagner to
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, 2-on-1, I feel like, we could have done a better job. I think Larry could have done a better job of, kind of aborting the block earlier because, I mean, if he comes up to me, I'm going to throw it. If he doesn't, I'm running. So, at the end of the day, we scored, so that was all that matters.
Good shirt, Santa Claus hat, all's good. Huh?
Yes, sir. Had some fun, and just had some fun out there.
Brett, just how did that feel to get in there and plus that last job there to kind of seal it? How did it feel out there?
It was cool just to get out there with the guys and have some fun. Honestly, like to have this moment, to be back and to come back to Seattle and to play, the team I was with last year. It was fun, and the guys were fighting. They rallied, and I got to give my hats to the O-line and to the receivers, to the running backs for doing what they do, because I just got out there and handed the ball off and let them do what they do best.
When you went in there, obviously you're cold, you're not expecting to play, and all of a sudden you got to jump right in there and play. Did you feel pressured? What were the emotions going through when you first went in?
No, honestly, it was. There's been a lot going into the works for this moment for me, so I just tried to have fun. I mean, just like practice, just like scout team, going out there and just playing my game. And like I said, the guys, I trust the guys. Kirk was out there rolling for me, Trent, and KD and the O-line, and everybody did the thing, Fitz, and they really had my back. So I was just happy to get out there.
People always talk about Kyler's speed. You want to show off a little bit of your speed?
I haven't ran like that in a minute, so I gotta get an ice bath. But I got a little juice. I got a little something.
I see you have Russell's jersey in there.
Yeah, and I got to give this back to him. I've completely forgot. I didn't even realize, and I know they were saying it out there, but I know he broke the franchise record in this jersey, so I got to make sure I send this back to him.
But he signed it for you?
He did, but I got to send it back. I can't do that. He needs this one.
Obviously, when you're in here, it seemed a little emotional. Just what was going through your mind in that moment?
It was just everything that sort of built up to this moment for me. Last time I got to play was in Green Bay, and everything that I had to go through as far as like mental work and just getting back and getting right, and getting back to loving the game of football and just having fun. I think it meant a lot to me to get into this moment. I mean, this moment meant a lot, and everything happens for a reason. But just that, God has a plan for everything. This moment meant a lot to me, and I got to get in there and help the guys finish out this game that we really wanted and have some fun. So it was just a lot that went into this moment, and to be back with around guys that really helped me in a time of need, in Seattle with Russ and Dave Canales. I mean, those two, I couldn't say enough. They helped me a lot. And so to be able to play against them and all the team, I mean, I love all those guys. So it was a fun moment.
How's Kyler? You talked to him?
Yeah, I was talking. His spirits are high, and obviously nobody wants to get injured. But at the same time, yeah, there he goes right there. So we good.